Hey guys, so today Max and I interviewed forward Cedric Lacroix, who currently plays on the Greenville Swamp Rabbits of the ECHL. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so my first question is, growing up, did any of your friends play hockey with you, or were they focused on other hobbies and sports?
Well, I actually grew up kind of all over, just because my dad was a player himself, and then following his career became a coach. So it really depended on where I lived. When I lived, I think from second to fifth grade, I was in New Brunswick, so most of my friends played hockey. But from my middle school, sixth to eighth grade, I was on Long Island, and most of my friends at school had different hobbies. But obviously, you make friends with the guys you play travel hockey with, sort of say. So I've kind of had both experiences.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide to become a defenseman?
That's actually a funny story. I'm actually a forward now, but that's not. It's kind of I don't blame you for asking because when I was playing bands, when I was your guys' age, I was actually a defenseman, and then I went to prep school my freshman year at Northwood, and started off a defenseman, but my coach at Christmas turned me into a forward. So I thought I was going to be a forward. Following year, my first year in midgets, I started as a forward, and my coach at Christmas turned me back to a defenseman. And then the year after that, I played defense, juniors. And then my first year in the USHL, I ended up starting as a defenseman, but turned forward. And that was about 7 years ago, and I haven't looked back. So any advice I have for a young player is go wherever you're going to get the most ice time and where your team needs you the most. So I don't think you necessarily need to be a forward growing up or defenseman. I've played both growing up, and it just so happens that I ended up being a forward. But wherever you can find yourself on the ice is where you should be.
Yeah, Max and I can't really be switched positions because we both play goalie.
Oh, really? You guys are both goalies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I play inline hockey, and I'm a left wing.
Okay, you play inline hockey?
Yeah.
I played my first game of inline hockey last month. That's not the same sport.
It is not.
Much faster.
I thought I was going to be half decent, but I was not good. I was falling all over the place.
Yeah. My next question is, how did you get onto playing with the Musketeers, and who were some of the people that helped you along the way?
I wasn't drafted. I knew I wanted to play NCAA, and I knew the best route to get there was probably through the USHL. So I actually I think I sent an email to them at the time and just inviting, just hoping to get an invitation to camp, and went to camp and performed pretty well. And what was your second question?
Who were some of the people that helped you get
like I
onto
said, I was fortunate, and so that the coach there at my first year, Brett Larson, was he took a chance and believed in me. And my second year, Jay Verde, who's now in Tucson, also he believed in me and gave me opportunity. So I think just through hard work came opportunity, and with that opportunity, you just trying to grasp it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that playing AAA as a bantam helped you where you are now?
Say that again?
Do you think that playing AAA when you were a bantam helped you where you are now?
Yes and no. I think I have two views on that. I actually, obviously in the States, I don't know if you guys still do the same system. Is it still the minors and majors? Like you always play with your year group?
Yeah.
Well, and like in Moncton and Quebec, growing up, you actually play. There's no minor and majors. There's just Pee-wees, bantams. So you have like a first year and a second year. They kind of combine.
We have
kind of like.
Oh yeah, we do that too.
Right, but I actually didn't always play AAA. I would always, the first year I would play on the the double A, and then the second year I would play AAA and double A. And I think really the most important thing, like I said, is that you play. if you play AAA but your coach doesn't play you much, then chances are the player that's playing AA, getting a lot of minutes, is going to keep developing. So I think at the bantam age, whether you're A, AA, AAA, the most important part is that you keep developing because you're so young. I mean, I know guys who at bantams weren't nearly as great skaters or shooters or whatever, and they ended up, being better than all their friends just because they kept on having fun, they kept on developing. So I think it's just a question of playing the game.
Yeah. What was your experience playing for the University of Maine, and how was like the competition level, like the teams you played against, were they like really good?
Yeah, University of Maine was a great experience. Obviously, having the privilege and the opportunity to play at Hockey East was something I'm very, very thankful for. And I mean, you're getting to play teams like BC, BU, Northeastern, UConn. I mean, every team in Hockey East is good. Plus, we had a good out-of-conference schedule. So, really, I think one of the best conferences in college hockey. I had fun, obviously. It comes with a lot of responsibility, representing the school and whatnot. But no, I wouldn't change anything for that experience. And anyone who has the opportunity to play college hockey in general is it's a lot of fun, right route to take, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What was it like wearing an A on your jersey for the University of Maine?
It was great. My fourth year there, having the opportunity to kind of be considered a leader and kind of help my team move in the right direction along with the other captains. It's like I said, it's a lot of responsibility, but with that responsibility, you just try to have a good impact on the program.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the transition level from playing college level hockey to playing against professionals like in the ECHL and the AHL?
It's actually the style of hockey is quite different. I'd say college hockey is a little bit faster in some ways. Not necessarily the puck, but more so the skating, just because you're playing less games. So everyone's always going 100 miles an hour. You have a bigger roster, so practices are, a little bit higher pace. And pro hockey, you're playing, 70 to 80 games, sometimes up to 100 with playoffs. So it's more of a question of timing and being in the right place at the right time. Although I'll say, pro hockey, there's a lot of smart hockey players. So, once the puck is on your stick, you got to move it right away. And, there's not a lot of room for mistakes. So both are very, both are fast in their own ways. I'd say college hockey is a little bit more physical too. Obviously, you have the full face, right? So it's tough to kind of always keep guys accountable. So you have a lot of guys throwing big checks and whatnot. And pro hockey, you always have a chance to answer the bell if there's a big check. So that kind of has an impact on the game.
Yeah. So like, are there like a lot of like giant hits in the ECHL? Is what you're trying to say?
I'd say the same amount as I'd say that not. I'd say they're pretty similar throughout the three leagues. I'd almost say there's sometimes more in college hockey, just because there's four lines. In the East Coast, you actually only play with two less players in your roster. So sometimes, depending on how the game goes, there's going to be less checking. But one thing's for sure is, like I said, pro hockey, there's a chance that if you lay a big hit, you're going to need to pay the price. But that's a price a lot of guys are willing to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this was 9 years ago, but were you expected to go 108th overall on the QMJHL entry draft?
I actually was not expecting that. I thought maybe I had a chance a little bit later. I think that was like the 6th round. I don't know how the draft is now, but back in my day, I think there was like 8 or 9 round or 10 or 12, something like that. Maybe 12 actually. And I had told them that I had the intention of going to the States, and that I wasn't sure yet. But it was a great surprise. Ben Grew was the coach there at the time, and he's the coach in Syracuse. And getting drafted, regardless of what league, is always appreciated. Thinking that people think highly of you as a player and whatnot.
Yeah. For sure. Which team were you drafted by in the QMJHL?
The Gatineau Olympique.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So my next question is, like, how do you like to characterize yourself on the ice? Like, more of like a power forward or a grinder or a sniper?
Definitely not a sniper. I wish. I wish I was a dangler. I wish I was a sniper. I wish I was the guy putting, easily 30 goals in the net every year. But it's the reality is that I'm more of a two-way forward that is responsible defensively, who will play physical and contribute offensively, but at the same time make sure that that I can be a physical presence and take care of my own zone.
Yeah.
I'd ask you guys, but you guys are both goalies, so.
Yeah, we can't really characterize goalies.
I mean, stand-up butterfly, yeah, I guess, kind of.
It's tough to find a stand-up goalie nowadays, though, eh?
Yeah, it's really hard.
I'm kind of into that. Now that the shots are starting to go almost always high, it's good to stand up.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally, like, I stand up for some shots, but most shots, like, the players know where they're aiming. So I have to, like, always figure it out, and occasionally I stand up if I have to.
Do you guys get a lot of headshots?
Personally, sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
My team.
Yeah, the goalies don't usually like you when you get hit in the head. So
yeah, my coach one time, he just got a brand new stick and it was like his first practice with it. He took a puck, he ripped it, and it just went off my head.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't hurt at all.
Jeez.
Yeah, my old coach made us do 10 push-ups if you hit the goalie in the head, which I like.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule. They should make it 20.
Yeah, we had like 5 guys lined up one time all doing push-ups at the same time.
Oh, really? Oh.
Anyway, in your professional career, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment?
Well, my 2 years, I think probably the end of my first year, I got called up to Wilkes from Wheeling, the American League, and it was the last game of the season. I was playing with 2 of my line mates from Wheeling who had also got called up, and I had a good game, scored a couple of goals, and that was so far I would say that was the biggest accomplishment. Obviously, I wish for some team accomplishments coming up. Unfortunately, with COVID, I kind of cut short the opportunity to go in the playoffs this year, but I'm hoping to change that accomplishment with more of a team win through the playoffs.
Yeah. Our season, like, especially like for my hockey team, our season actually wasn't cut short.
Oh, because your league was already over?
Yeah, we finished in like very early March, and we had like 2 practices left, and we were probably just gonna like play a friendly scrimmage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot it ended that early.
Yeah, luckily we managed to squeak in our tournament to Montreal.
Oh, really? What tournament is that?
Can-Am.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we went up to Montreal. And
were you guys a goaltending tandem, you two?
In, like
6 years
in
ago.
like squirts.
Okay.
He left. I stuck with my team.
Nice.
Yeah, our Can-Am tournament was in Lake Placid, but my entire spring hockey and inline hockey season was cut short, which is sad.
That's unfortunate. Well, hopefully things head in the right direction here with that whole COVID thing. I haven't checked the news much, but I hear it's not too great in the States.
Yeah.
It's all right where I am.
I mean, we have a showcase next week. I'm playing with the high school team, and they just announced that we're going to have it, which is good to get back into like game situation kind of thing.
Right. That's great. Nice.
Yeah, my high school hasn't announced anything for hockey, so
stay patient. Stay
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah.
I've seen you wear 32 and 14. Do you have any specific meaning behind your numbers, or?
14 was just a number. I think my first time wearing it was probably my first year in Sioux City, and I kind of just stuck with it. No really meaning behind it. I just like the number. And 32 was actually my dad's number when he played for the Flyers and a few other teams. So anytime 14 is not available, I immediately look to 32, and if that's available. It's an easy choice for me.
Yeah, I wear 30 just because of Henrik Lundqvist.
30. Speaking of, he might have played his last game as a Ranger, huh?
Yeah, sadly.
I know.
Amazing career with the Rangers, though.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Yeah. My next question is, what is the hardest aspect of playing hockey? It's like the mental aspect or staying fit or making sure your coach doesn't bench you, etc.
I'd say for me personally, it's probably just it's probably the fact that when your career is hockey, it's not just a job that you can do whatever when you're not at the rink. It's kind of a 24/7 job. You need to make sure your diet's right. You need to make sure your sleep schedule's right. You need to obviously in the off season train, because if you don't, you're gonna fall behind everyone. So I think it's just realizing that unlike other jobs, it's something that you can't take much time off. Obviously it's okay for me personally. It's okay to let yourself go, have some fun here and there, but at the same time, you have to realize that everything you do when you're not at the rink or you're not technically on the job will accumulated time will have an impact.
Yeah. You had 215 penalty minutes in the ECHL. Would you say that being physical kind of happens naturally, or do you try to be physical on the ice?
I think it just kind of happens with. I think it's just the way you play. Sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you have to answer the bell. So when there's a big check, whether it's on one of my teammates, I'll try to stand up for them, or sometimes I'll do something on the ice, throw a big check, or bump into the opposition's goalie. Hopefully never you two, but then I'll get challenged. So of a player of the way I play, it's sometimes it's going to happen. You're going to play on the line. Sometimes you're going to cross that line, but it's just the way it is. So I just kind of go play my game, and sometimes the penalty minutes come with that.
Yeah, in my career of playing goalie, I only had 2 penalty minutes.
What did you do?
So it was actually in that tournament in Montreal, a goal was scored that I had the puck and then under my back I was laying down that snow angel thing.
Yeah.
And then one the other players from the other team, he reached under my back and scooped the puck in the net. And then the ref pointed at the goal in that repeated format, and that just really ticked me off. So I called him high, and then he just gave me 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's definitely more disciplined than me. I take 15 to 20 a month.
It's mainly my former coach because he left. He just kept me in shape because I for goals that shouldn't have counted, I always tried to ask to the refs to explain why. And my coach always told me to back off, and yeah, that's mainly why I don't get as many penalties.
You could have said a lot of worse things than "Are you high?" So,
yeah,
so
yeah, it's a good thing I didn't say any swear words.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for just saying that because there's a lot of worse things. I'm surprised he gave you a 2.
I mean, it was I actually don't know why, because it's just I've called it's just it's a name. It's not I'm doing anything. I didn't even approach him. He didn't skate away and I skated after him. Just from my back. I just yelled it. Yeah. My coach was so mad after the game, he didn't even say a word to me. He's he just talked about everyone else.
That's all right.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Yeah, I don't allow anyone in my crease on a power play. I'll get someone out, and I have a lot of big defensemen in front of me. It's they allow no one within any proximity of me, which I really like.
It's the way it should be. Sometimes you just got to give a little blocker shot to
I do that a lot, just that the refs never catch me.
Yeah,
Never?
sometimes a little jab at the calves, with your stick.
Yeah,
a little
I'm a
poke at the
little
calf.
sneaky dirty occasionally.
That's all right. Just you can keep it in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started having 3 refs at some games, so there's always like an extra one I have to watch out for. So I have to like play a little bit more clean. But if I do, they're all
Yeah,
over.
you got to take a little peek before where the refs looking. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a goal that was scored, and like after that, I just like took the puck from my net and just like shoved it back out. Like also like helped the refs because obviously
Right.
the puck is supposed to go to center, and
Yeah.
apparently there was like some unwritten rule that if a goalie shoots the puck across the blue ice after a goal is scored, it could be it could be a delay of game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've seen that before. Same with the player. If the player,
He gave me a warning. Luckily, he didn't give me a penalty. So
yeah,
that was like weird.
I had this one penalty last year. I went behind the net and covered the puck because we were like a 5-on-3, and I wanted to slow the pace of the game down. And I didn't know that you had to have you can't cover the puck by the boards. I didn't know that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some weird. Sometimes there's rules that I didn't even know are a thing until they happen too. So.
And the funny thing is, I'm a ref. I should know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he refs some games.
I saw a penalty this year. Our goalie this year covered the puck, but you can't pass the puck forward, I guess.
Oh.
With your glove. I don't know. I was confused on that. The ref said you can pass it backwards, but you can't pass it forwards.
I do that all the time. I pass it forwards whenever either the ref, which I don't like it when he yells move it, or my coach, which I definitely don't like it when he yells move it.
Yeah.
But I have to move it so I don't get in trouble.
I
I moved it forward a couple times, or it could have been to the side, but like I definitely.
Be careful what you say. He's going to tune into this.
He's not my coach anymore. He
Okay.
left. So. I guess my next question is, what is like your pregame routine, and do you have any rituals or superstitions?
Well, my routine's pretty standard, I'd say. Pre-game skate, either 10 or 11, depending on if you're home or away. The home team usually skates at 10. The away team usually skates at 11. Then I'll come back, have a good meal, mix in a nap, and snack a little bit, show up at the rink about 2 hours beforehand. And before that, no, not too many crazy superstitions. I have a certain routine that I stick to. Let's say I get to the rink. I'll always, pour myself a half a cup of coffee with half a cup of Gatorade with some electrolytes, kind of, just the same routine, but nothing, too crazy like superstition wise that other guys might have. I mean, I take my stick differently every time. I don't really care. So, yeah.
This is a very important question. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Most important question to ask a hockey player.
It's always the heat of the moment. Sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's red. I'd say overall though, I'll have to say I'd say blue. I feel blue is refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, blue. I like whatever shade of blue Gatorade comes out with, because they always have like those new flavors.
Oh yeah, they have like purple blue, like light blue, zero.
Glacier Freeze is apparently a flavor.
Yeah.
Didn't know you could taste the glacier.
No, yeah. No, it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. My last question is, what is your favorite NHL team and who's your favorite player and why?
It's funny, I don't really have a favorite NHL team. Growing up, I moved all over the place, so I always liked a bunch of teams. I honestly always just like watching a good hockey game with a tight score rather than cheering on a specific team. Naturally, in the playoffs, I like to pick for the underdog. I like seeing underdogs succeed. And in terms of player, that's also a tough one. I have respect for a lot of players. I was just watching the Bruins the Bruins Lightning qualifier game. By the way, is that a Bruins hat you got on?
Yeah, and Bruins jersey.
Yeah, they're struggling right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was 2-0 when I started watching, but
Let's go Lightning.
Yeah, I was
Rangers
watching.
are out, so I can root against Max?
Obviously watching a guy like Hedman, I just like the way he plays.
Yeah.
Just steady back there in terms of forwards. Obviously a guy like
Bergeron as a two-way forward.
Yeah, like Patrice Bergeron, obviously, it's no secret. Everyone says it. He just
The perfect hockey player.
Great two-way forward, good in the face-off circle, responsible defensively, but also able to contribute offensively. So there's everyone's got their own attributes that I respect.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm a New York Rangers fan, and my favorite player is Henrik Lundqvist, but, like, in reality, I just like any goalie who plays really solid and who is consistent. Like, if we're talking about Lightning Vasilevsky, I really like his style of game.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps it composed, but, like, whenever he needs to make a big save, he makes it a really big one.
Yeah, he scrambles, but he's very competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quicker goalies like UC Saros, Yaroslav Halak. The guys who aren't really like talked about a lot, but I mean,
you don't have much of a choice when you're a little bit undersized. But that proves to you that UC Saros. I don't really know what's going on with is Picarina. Is he hurt?
I don't know, but they've been like starting.
Yeah, it's the same reason why Halak's in.
Rask is in now, but
he's in now. He was in for like the first game.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, a guy like Soros in Nashville, I'm sure the goalies down in Milwaukee are probably have a couple inch that bigger on him, but ultimately he competes, and I think that proves to smaller goalies that there's where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Sure. So it's like for Henrik Lundqvist, I just really like him because I'm a Rangers fan. He was the goalie. He was great when he was in his prime. But, like, in terms of his style, like, there are some aspects which I like how he's so composed, how he never gets rattled by anything. There's, like, one – but there are, like, a few aspects that, like, I don't like. For example, like, when he plays way too much in his crease. He doesn't go up to the top. He goes in, which, like, opens up way more room in the net for players to shoot at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and – My old coach, he would always get mad at me if I was at the top of the crease. He wanted me to be a couple feet in the white paint.
Right.
Which was
you want to cut the angle a little bit. It's everyone's got their own style.
I agree with cutting the angle, but I don't like when I have to cut the angle too much because then he could pass.
Right. Yeah, you want to have
a wide open net.
You want to have a healthy balance for sure.
Yeah.
I have another question. What stat do you value the most?
Whew. That's a good question. What stat do I value the most? I would say the wins and losses column on the team. That's an easy one, actually. Is that a trick question?
No, I was just wondering.
No, obviously, whatever stat can help the team get the most important stat, which is the W or the 2 points, so to say. So for everyone, that statistic might be different. In order to win, everyone's got to do their job. If you're a goal scorer, well, your probably most important stat would be to have a lot of goals in the goal column. For me, if I know I had a lot of checks and I had more takeaways and turnovers, and then I know that's a good night for me, and that I helped my team hopefully win that game.
Yeah. I personally value save percentage as the highest, just so I know how I did and on how many shots.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair way to look at.
There was when
it's goals against average is also I really don't like because that's more respective of your team, how many goals your team's letting in every game, not just yourself. And back to save.
Goalies is more of a feeling thing because if you look like Patrick Waugh when he was playing juniors, he was on the worst team in his league at the time, and he was getting 60 shots a night, and obviously probably losing most of his games, but he got so much rubber that ultimately it paid dividend for him. So I think for a goalie, it's internal. If it's a save you could have made, or that it's a save that you had no chance on. So
yeah, so it's like
I think as a goalie you're able to evaluate your own performance probably better than most people.
yeah, so like a year ago when our team won the state championship, like we played like a bunch of bad teams and they would get like 3 or 4 shots on goal for the entire game. There's one game like I got 3 shots on goal. One went in because it was a perfectly placed shot right over my shoulder.
Right.
And like that brought my save percentage down by way too much than it should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like and this wasn't like the first case. It happened a bunch of times. So like at the end of that season, my save percentage was like 0.8.
Nice.
Yeah, our record was like 19-2-3 or something. Ties.
Cool. Yeah.
Like we were saying earlier, like you were saying earlier, it's really important to get a lot of ice time. This year is my first year sharing the position with someone, but before that, I played on a very like bad team, and I'd get like 70, 80 shots a game, and I think it's really good because what?
That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, it's really good because you get to you don't have a very good defensive group, so it's pretty much all up to you. But it's good to see 70, 80 shots a game than like 2 or 3 where you're not really getting better.
Yeah, and that's good. Your cardiovascular wise, probably helps you so that when you do get around 30 shots a game, you'll feel like it was a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Montreal, we played. So like we were in like a B tournament, but like for some reason there was like a AA team that decided to come in and play for the B division. I don't know why. It was because like they ran away with the trophy. It was very mean for the rest of us. Yeah, so it's like we played them. We lost like 10-0 or something, but they had like a good 70 shots on goal. At least 70.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Also, that was the game where I got my penalty. And it was like, and we were down like 5-0, so shrug it off and move on. That's it. Yeah. I don't have any more questions to ask, Max. Do you?
Not really.
All right. Well, I guess that is it. Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Well, thanks for having me, boys. And when I got the message, I told myself you guys seem like 2 young go-getters, and reaching out to players, and trying to move forward your podcast business is cool. And I know at your guys' age, I would have been too shy to do the same. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and good luck in your guys' careers. Hopefully, maybe down the road, I'll be shooting on you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
All right. Bye.
See ya.